Hey everyone, welcome back to Iguana Gaming. I'm the Iguana, and today I am going to show you how to order a mobile server, a private server for ARK Mobile. So, we are going to start with the computer version of how to do this because that is the easiest way to do it. So you're going to go to the Nitrado site, which is just nitrado.net, server.nitrado.net, excuse me. And you should come to a page that looks a lot like this one. And then what you want to do is click on this little ARK mobile icon, which should be at the top of the page. You can also go to products and click on game server as well. But I'm going to go ahead and follow this order now option. All right, and you'll come to a page that looks a little like this. And so what you want to do here is you can choose a few of the default options. So there's the Dodo option, which is basically a 6-slot server. It's about $520 US dollars, 30 days runtime, adjustable at any time, and then it's got these easy interfaces that you can use. So you can choose one of those options, 6 slots, 12 slots, or 20 slots, Dodo, Raptor, and T-Rex, or you can go to the custom ones. We're going to go ahead and do a customize option. And so what you want to do is go ahead and choose the number of slots you want. We'll just say 22 for now. This is just how many people can be online at one time. And then you want to do the runtime. So you can do 30 days, 3 days, 30 days, or 90 days. And you can also do 365 days if you want the server for a whole year. Now you can see that does get pretty pricey the more slots you add, to the point where if you have 100 slots, that's about 585 US dollars. But for the most part, these options are pretty cheap, especially if you're looking at just like a 90-day runtime. Then you're also going to want to choose the hosting location. So these are the available options, and you can choose whichever option is closest to you. I'm going to go ahead and choose Los Angeles, and then you go ahead and click Next. All right, so then it has some pre-order information, which you don't need anymore because the servers are now live. And then you're going to have to go ahead and pay. You can use PayPal, or you can use any of these options for Visa or debit cards, essentially. All right, so once you've confirmed your order, Nitrado will install it, and then you can go to the My Services page, which is right here. So if you click on My Services, basically that's going to take you to an interface where you can look at all of the options that you have for your servers. And so what you're going to want to do, and you'll notice I have a lot of this information blurred out since it is potentially sensitive information about my personal servers that I have. So you're going to want to go to, basically you're going to want to choose the settings button on one of your servers here, the server that you just ordered, the web interface login. That will open this new window, and it will bring up a dashboard that looks something like this, and it's going to allow you to stop and restart the server. It's going to give you some really good information on your server, basically how many players are on it, memory usage, all of that information. And if you go over to the left hand side here and you click on Settings General, that'll bring you to this page. And so what this page is going to do is bring you down and let you see a lot of options. So we're going to go through quite a few of these options. Essentially, you can go through, you can rename your server, you can add a description, you can add the region, well, you can't add the region, but the region is set. You can add a password to your server here if you'd like to, and then you have this preset admin password that will give you admin rights on your server when you own it. And then you can also turn on whether or not you want to have Primal Pass only slots for this server. Now here are the really interesting things. These are the gameplay settings. So gameplay settings, here you can choose whether you want easy, medium, hard, or brutal difficulty. And that just sets the max level of wild dinos. So in this case, medium is max level 150. You can put your XP multiplier, which is calculated from the base difficulty. So in this case, medium has 80% difficulty. And so 80% XP gain, not 80% difficulty, 80% XP gain. And so what I've done is I've raised that by 25%, so 1.25 times, and that will bring the total XP gain back up to 1 from where it was from the default. Then you can choose your survivor mode, so casual, survivor, or hardcore. Casual lets you keep any items in your inventory and your armor, not in your inventory, on your hotbar and your armor when you die. And then hardcore, you lose everything, including levels. Game rules, PvE, PvP, or PvX. That's just the type of map you'd like to see. You can disallow crafting stations, which means you can make it a more traditional ARK experience by not allowing crafting stations. You can have cave and obelisk building enabled or disabled. If you click that, you'll be able to build in caves and obelisks when you are playing on the game. You can keep structures. This is a big one, guys. This keep structures, if you click this button, the automatic decay of structures is blocked, so you won't have any of your dino gates decaying on you anymore. There's also a second button for PvP structure decay, which allows the decay of structures on PvP servers, which is a little bit different. So those two are very related, and be careful that you know what game mode you're on when you click those buttons, because if you have PvP, clicking one and clicking both of them are going to undo each other, so be careful. All right, you can also disable the unclaiming of your tames as well with this dialog button. And then the max number of players in tribe, I have this set to the max amount, but you can go anywhere between 2 and 24. You can also disable weather effects like rain or hot flashes or cold weather. That helps a lot. Now there is still base weather, so you will still get hot and cold, but you won't have like the orange sky during a heat wave, and you won't have the rain effects, which can sometimes make it very hard to see. And then you also have this option to disable friendly fire on PvP, which basically means that if you're on a PvP map, you can't hurt each other if you have this button ticked. Yeah. And then you also have allow tribe imprinting, which basically means that you don't have to personally imprint each one of your dinos. Anyone in your tribe can take care of an imprint for you. So this is a really helpful feature that I have definitely enabled on my servers, and it's something you guys might want to keep in mind. All right, now we're going to get all the way down to these multiplier settings. And so for the multiplier settings, you've got your harvesting multiplier here, which basically means the higher the number, the more harvesting you're going to get. So you can set it to a maximum of 3, or you can turn it down so that people only get a quarter of the resources that they would normally get. So the higher the number, the more resources you're going to get. You also have the egg hatch speed multiplier, so the higher the number, the faster eggs are going to hatch. I have turned this all the way up because I like breeding. You can also turn it down if you wanted to make breeding take a little bit longer. Maybe if you're time limited, that could help you. Imprinting speed. So imprinting speed basically means if you increase this number, what should happen is that the higher the number, the longer it will take to get an imprint. So if you have an imprinting speed of 3, it should take 3 times as long as normal to get an imprint, to let that imprint timer count down. So instead of like a 4-hour base, you would have a 12-hour base. So I've reduced that to a quarter of the time, so it should only take 1 hour instead of 4 hours. Hopefully that's how that actually works. I'm still working on some testing of that and making sure it works correctly, but that is the way that it should work. The nighttime scale. So this is how fast the night moves. So I've increased this value by 0.25, and that basically makes the night move faster. So higher numbers make the night go faster. The resource respawn multiplier, lower numbers make resources respawn faster. Mating multiplier, the smaller the number, the more babies you can get. So it reduces that cooldown mate timer, which is really, really great. Baby mature speed multiplier, again, higher numbers, the faster that baby is going to grow. Daytime scale, again, this is like the nighttime scale, just the higher the number, the faster the day is going to go. So if you want a long day, you could set this to a lower value, so like 0.5 or something like that, and that will make your day take twice as long as normal to complete. You also have a crop growth speed multiplier. The higher the number, the more crops you get. And then a defecation multiplier. Again, higher the number, the more defecation you get. which is pretty great that you can actually increase the amount of poop on your server. It could be handy for fertilizing, and it might actually cause more eggs to be laid, which is kind of handy. So I've increased it a little just to kind of play with it, but definitely not a necessary setting if you're not interested in that. Okay, guys. So once you do that, you're going to click on this Save Changes button. And then once you click on that, you're going to want to restart your server to make those changes take place. So make sure after you click Save Changes on your settings that you click Restart Server. Okay, now we're going to go through very briefly how to get these services through your phone, since not everybody may have access to a computer or a laptop. There is an app you can use on your phone to do all of these services. It is the Nitrado app, so if you go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and you just search for Nitrado, it will bring up the Nitrado app. You're going to log into that, and if you don't have a login for Nitrado, you need to create an account. And once you've created an account and done all that, it'll bring you to this page here, which is My Services. And so what you want to do is go ahead and click on this top option here, the game server for the order service. All right, so what you need to do here is go through and select all of these different options. So your hosting location, again, you can change to any of those options. It's a little bit touchy. There we go, Los Angeles. There we go. So the app is a little touchy. It keeps force closing on me. Public server, okay. You can choose the number of slots, however many slots you want. In this case, we'll say 4. You don't necessarily need a RAM upgrade, so we'll leave that. Pre-installed software, you want to scroll through this until you get to, there it is, ARK Survival Evolved Smartphone/Mobile. Click OK on that. Advance payment, however many days you want to do. We'll just go ahead and say 30 for now. And then what it will do is give you your total price. And if you don't have any credits, it will tell you need to charge before you can order this. So then you go ahead and click on Charge Account. And then you can choose your option to pay there. So you can choose your country, whatever it is. In this case, I'm in the US. If it would just... Wow, the app is really touchy, guys. There we go. You can choose your payment method. You can choose the amount to pay, so you can load more onto your Nitrado account than you need if you want to keep that service going in the future, or you can just pay what you actually want to do, and then you click on Charge. And then it will bring you to an account where you can pay for it. So you go ahead and do that, and then once you have all of that done, you'll want to go to your My Services page, and then your public server should be listed right there. And you can do, again, it's very similar. You have a restart option, a stop option. Again, I've got a lot of this blurred out. And then what you can do from there is go down to server settings. Let it load here for a second. All right, and then here it is, guys. So now you've gotten back to your server settings, and from there you can again adjust all those settings I just showed you on the computer. They should be very much the same. Again, you will need to click Save Changes when you are done, and then restart your server again. But that is it, guys. That is how you order a private server for ARK Mobile from Nitrado. It cannot be done from within the ARK Mobile app, so just be aware of that. But that's how you do it if you are interested. So if you did find yourself enjoying this video, if you found it helpful, please remember to hit that like button because it seriously helps me out. And if you want to see more content like this, you can, of course, subscribe. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Signing off, this is the Iguana.